where the truth gets clear. Every voice matters, every story's heard here. From home to the headline, she's breaking it down. Clarity and courage, that's how justice sounds. Order in her court, no matter the scene. From love and the law to what's on your screen. Family, fun, and the world we chase. Obreziah Bullard, justice in its place. Where we are. Every word, every view. Justice isn't just served, it's tailored for you.
Welcome to Order in Her Court. I am your host, Obreziah Bullard. This is where family law meets the reality of compassion, clarity, and straight talk. Today, we are going to get into one of my favorite topics. We're going to go into entrepreneurship, okay? So you have heard my episodes where I just give it to you raw, straight. No, I do not sugarcoat it. We're going to talk about today, what do you do when you lack motivation? Right? You started this business. You were super excited. You wrote it out. You got your game plan, and now you are exhausted. You lost focus. You are tired because being an entrepreneur is hard. Remember, you are wearing all of the hats in the beginning. So now you don't have any motivation. Let me tell you, burnout is real, and it probably comes a lot quicker than you think. Most people probably expect burnout after 6 months, a year. You're going to have burnout within a couple of weeks because you're doing everything yourself. The secret to maintaining the consistency when you don't have motivation is structure. Everybody thinks motivation is the key to a successful business. Nah. Motivation gets you started. Structure keeps you going. Because you're going to have days where you're tired, you don't feel like getting up, you don't feel like moving, and you'll say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to tell you about myself. I had that day yesterday. I did not feel like doing anything. I was so tired, I was burnt. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you're probably running around with kids, as I am. You're probably running around with your significant other. You're handling the business. I did not feel like getting up and moving to do anything. However, I have structure. So I knew in my day, I didn't have to think about what's going to cause me to get up. I had an outline, a plan of how my day was going to go that ironically I set the night before. So I didn't get caught off guard because I was already prepared the night before when I wasn't tired to what I was going to do the next day. So although I didn't have the motivation to get up and do it, I had the outline and the structure that gave me the push to get up because I didn't have to think twice. So I need you all to get some structure. How do you get that structure? Let's start preparing that structure by having your mindset that I'm not going to do it the morning of, I'm going to do it the day before. Because the morning of is when that lack of motivation takes place. But if you carve out time the day before to plan what your next day is going to be like, then you're writing out that structure to pick up and do exactly what your body doesn't want to do. Now, if you want a real challenge, you'll do it for the whole week. Now, that's a whole nother level because you're going from the day before planning to I'm going to do this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it's always going to be something left over, and that's fine too. But if you can structure your whole week, that's a win. For me, Sundays. Sunday is my structure day. I don't like doing too many things on Sundays because that's the day I want to see what I'm going to be doing on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What does my week look like? What does the kids' week look like? What softball, basketball, baseball practice am I going to? What time am I going to? How am I going to structure that in between my planning for my ethics hearing or interviewing witnesses or my Zoom, whatever I got to do. That's my Sundays. So when it comes to Wednesday and I'm burnt out and I don't feel like moving, I got structure. I got a backup plan so I can just pick right on up. Progress comes from what you do when motivation is low. Ultimately, you're going to get burnt out to the point where you're not going to have the energy. You probably can't even think. You ever heard of brain fog? That's what they call it. Brain fog is sometimes when you just can't think anymore. You don't have any ideas. You have writer's block. You're just stuck. Well, a lot of that is because you have lack of energy, and it's not a lack of motivation, because you still really have that motivation, but you have the lack of energy. You need to save that high energy thinking for ideas and for planning, but you can't do that if you don't have a structure. So you need that structure to help with your progression. That's going to lead you into high energy thinking, which is going to convert into high level performing, which is going to convert into money making. And that's what you need to do. So make sure you have the structure, because that's going to save you when your brain has that brain fog and you just don't know whether you're going to go left, right, up and down. You can't. When you feel like you got that brain fog and you don't really know what to do, you're going to start to lose excitement. Nothing's going to seem fun. It's going to feel like work. And ultimately, it's just because you need that structure. So what I need you all to do is to think about, how can I re-excite myself with something new? It's called a refresh, right? Maybe you need to learn a new idea. Maybe you need to learn from someone else. So do your own research to say, how can I get better in this thing to re-excite you so that you can keep progressing? Build you out a system to keep your structure, to keep the progression. Ultimately, your motivation helps you start it, but your structure is going to help you maintain it. Your systems are your structures. They're meant to help you on your worst days, not just your best ones. This has been another episode of Order in Her Court. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share.